the man just casually wrote a word on a piece of paper. Then he told his wife that she could take this paper to the bank and exchange it for $10 million. His wife didn't believe him. She even thought her husband had gone crazy. But what his wife didn't know was that the man was actually a notorious godfather in the underworld. His wealth behind the scenes was enough to shake a nation. Even the richest tycoons and top doctors, when facing him, could only kneel. And yet, this powerful and influential godfather was willing to hide his identity and marry the woman. He chose to live an ordinary life with his wife. And the reason why he revealed his wealth in front of his wife was actually because earlier that morning, while he was doing the laundry for his wife, he ran into his wife's second sister, Rihanna, and her husband. They didn't know the man's true identity. They mocked his wife for marrying a poor man. They even said the husband shouldn't be allowed to attend her father's birthday party. Even though his wife didn't care and defended him in front of her sister, the man still kept it in mind. He didn't want his wife to be ridiculed by others, so he decided not to hide his identity anymore. After returning home, the man opened his chest, and inside were jewels glittering with golden light. Each single piece was worth millions of dollars. He planned to give one as a gift to his father-in-law, but his wife refused, because she thought the jewels in the chest were all fake, believing they were worth no more than $200. The man thought his wife was dissatisfied, so he casually wrote a word on a piece of paper. He told his wife that she could take the paper to the bank, find the manager James, and exchange it for a gift worth $10 million. Unexpectedly, his wife just glanced at it casually and tossed the paper away. She didn't believe her husband at all. The man was helpless. He had to think of another way to prove himself. But what neither of them knew was that their daughter Alice had seen everything. Seeing how certain her father was, she believed him. So after the two left, Alice picked up the paper from the ground, planning to go to the bank the next morning to redeem the gift. So the next morning, after Alice parted ways with the man, she quietly headed to the bank. She was very clever. She remembered what the man had said the night before. She planned to go directly to find James. But unexpectedly, as soon as she was about to enter, she was stopped by the security guards. The guards didn't recognize the word on the paper. They casually tossed the note aside. They thought Alice was just causing trouble. They were about to throw her out. Just then, James heard the commotion and came over. He happened to pick up the paper. With just one glance, he recognized that the word on the paper was written by the Godfather himself. Upon learning that it was Alice's father who had sent her to redeem the gift, James immediately recognized Alice as the Godfather's daughter. At once, he brought out the bank's treasures and placed them all before Alice to choose from. Alice didn't know their true value, so she chose the sparkling diamonds. Following Alice's instructions, James filled her backpack to the brim. Meanwhile, the man, since his wife didn't believe in his wealth, decided to prepare some other gifts for her father. Soon, his wife's father, William's birthday banquet began. Everyone came forward to present him with gifts. As long as they were valuable, William welcomed them warmly. But when faced with cheap ones, he showed a completely different attitude. But what made him happiest was the gift from his third daughter, Laura, because she had brought the same brand of wine favored by the Godfather. And it was well known that the wine the Godfather drank couldn't be bought with money, no matter how much. He was overjoyed. Until then, his wife and the man finally rushed in. Seeing his daughter still bringing her husband along, her sisters were very displeased. And when the man took out his bottle of wine, her father directly urged him to leave because he had another plan for the day. He wanted the man to divorce his daughter and marry her off to the richest man in the country. When the man didn't leave, William mocked him outright for not having any money, claiming he was making his daughter suffer with him, and bluntly said the man couldn't make a single dollar. Faced with her father's scolding, the wife defended her husband. She didn't feel she was suffering by marrying him because they were truly happy. Rihanna thought her sister was lying and deliberately boasted in front of her, saying her own husband Jack was a subordinate of the Godfather. Little did she know, the man she looked down on was the very Godfather she spoke of. His wife argued endlessly with them. At that moment, William stopped the quarrel, but took Jack's side and belittled the man. He said outright that Jack could make millions in a single month, while the man still depended on his wife to support the family. He demanded his daughter divorce the man quickly and be with the richest man, but his wife refused and intended to argue back with William. Seeing his wife defend him so firmly, the man was deeply moved. Since he no longer intended to hide his identity, he told everyone that his gift would arrive soon, and moreover, it was the Godfather's own brand of wine, 50 whole cases of it. No one believed him. They laughed wildly, saying he was bragging. They said the Godfather's wine couldn't be bought with money, and how could a man with no power and no money who lived off his wife possibly have it? Even his wife thought he must be feverish and talking nonsense, because the Godfather's wine was something ordinary people like them could never afford. But what they didn't know was that at that very moment, the man's subordinates were on their way with the wine. Meanwhile, their daughter was also hurrying to the banquet with diamonds in her arms. The crowd, unaware of everything, kept mocking the man. His wife, unwilling to let him be humiliated, wanted to leave, but the man stopped her. He wasn't angry at all, because he knew that in the end, the only ones humiliated would be those laughing at them. Her father no longer wanted to see the man, so he tried to throw him out. Just then, Alice suddenly appeared. Right in front of everyone, she emptied her backpack full of diamonds.